I don't do what I don't want to do. But if I want to do it, get out of the goddamn way because I'm going to do it.
What does it really take to end up on Willie Nelson's quiet, bad side? It's not chart position, it's not swagger, it's not even genre.
I don't think you could fix them anywhere where I wouldn't like them, you know.
It's one thing. Breaking the unspoken code Willie carries from bus to stage to studio. Respect the song, respect the room, respect the people.
You gotta want it. And then when you get it, you gotta still want it. But if you get up and say, well, this is a piece of cake, it ain't.
For 6 decades, Willie has floated through chaos with a grin and a guitar, turning crowds into congregations and strangers into bandmates.
I've never seen worrying about anything change it. So if you're thinking negative about anything, erase that.
He doesn't feud in headlines. He edits in silence. Who gets called back? Who gets a wave from the wings? And who fades to the edge of the circle? A few names, though, tested that code hard enough to leave a mark. These aren't small players. We're talking stars with stadiums, movements, and microphones of their own. What went wrong, and what does it reveal about Willie's secret standard for who stays close? Let's dive in. Stay to the end for the one line Willie uses to decide who's family and who's just passing through. Number 1. Toby Keith. They proved they could meet in the middle once. Radio remembers it. That collaboration wasn't an accident. It was two heavyweights agreeing the song mattered more than the headlines around them. But beyond that moment, their maps diverged. Toby's lane grew into a stadium-scale statement. Big hooks, big flags, big catharsis. Willie's compass kept swinging toward an ever-wider tent. Farm workers, genre crossers, jazz sidemen, family bands, and anybody who treated the song like a living thing instead of a souvenir. Those differences aren't a feud, they're a philosophy split. Fans felt it in the air of the 2000s, culture sorting itself by volume and symbol. One audience wanted a charge you could shout with the windows down. Another came looking for the hush between Willie's syllables, the felt sense that music heals better than it argues. Put simply, Toby prized the power of an anthem. Willie prized the power of a handshake after the encore. You can admire both and still see why they didn't become a duo that kept returning to the well. Willie's move, when the room tilts toward spectacle, is simple. Smile, play, and step back. Not a slammed door, a quiet choice. And a quiet choice says plenty. But the next chapter isn't about parallel lanes. It's about brotherhood, navigating long roads and late reunions. Number 2. Merle Haggard. With Merle, the story reads like a country hymn. Two voices braided across decades, then circling back when it counts. They were never a headline fight. They were proof that legends can drift without breaking. Seasons passed. Different bands, business pools, health stretches, radio's youth chase. The calendar did what the calendar does, and yet, when they returned to the same mic late in life, it felt less like PR and more like gravity. Songs don't lie. They told on themselves by singing together again. What makes this chapter worth studying is the difference between silence and absence. Silence is what tabloids sell you. Absence is what time writes in pencil. You won't find a scorched earth quote. You will find two men who built their own roads through the same country, then waved from across the valley, and, when it mattered, met again by the fence. That's not drama, that's maturity, the rare kind this business seldom rewards. Willie's code shows up here in positive relief. Loyalty, but not possession. Respect, but not control. You can honor a brother's path and still walk your own pace. And when you do come back together, the song sounds older in the best way, like timber that's been through winters. From kin to clash of tempos, our third name runs at a different RPM entirely. Number 3. Kid Rock. Cross-genre sparks can light a room or fog it. Kid Rock's brand is kinetic, party-charge choruses, a show built to rattle the rafters. Willie's power often hides in restraint, spaces between notes, a vocal that lands like advice instead of a dare. Put those energies in the same orbit and you get tension, not the kind that breaks doors, the kind that defines taste. Some fans love the collision, others feel like two soundtracks got layered on top of each other at full volume. There's no verified blow-up to wave around here, and that actually sharpens the point. Not every mismatch needs a headline to be real. Willie reads a room quickly. If the song feels secondary to the spectacle, he won't lecture. He'll let the setlist be his answer. Play the tune, shake hands, roll the bus. That's the quiet veto. In an era trained to see conflict only when it's shouted, Willie's no might be a nod, a smile, and a disappearing tail light. Call it porch light philosophy. He keeps the lamp on for anyone who treats the music like a promise, not a prop. When it doesn't fit, he doesn't force it. There's mercy in that, for the song, for the fans, for the myth. But not all distance comes from volume. Sometimes time and temperament do the editing. Number 4. Waylon Jennings. Willie and Waylon are campfire canon. The stories roll: mischief, miracle takes, midnight wisdom, and two outlaws proving you can be commercial without turning into a product. They teased each other's habits, sure, that's part of the Brotherhood tax. But the law that endures isn't a fight. It's a long fade between men who changed the town and then, like all pioneers, kept walking. What fans sometimes read as fracture was often life taking a turn. Families growing, recovery calling, different producers dialing different dials, and the simple math of schedules that never quite kiss. Love doesn't vanish, it patinas. You can hear it in every tribute, every backstage anecdote that ends with a rueful grin. Willie's memory lane isn't paved with expulsions, it's lined with portraits. Some are close enough to dust with your sleeve. Some you view from 2 steps back, because that's how the light hits best. If you need a verdict, this is it. The bond proved bigger than a calendar. 2 banners in the same wind, later carried by different hands. The music didn't forget, it just changed rooms. Our final name lives where music and megaphones overlap, the culture war corner of the map. Number 5. John Rich. John Rich speaks in headlines, Willie speaks in verses. That's the cleanest way to chart the gap. In recent years, Rich has played traffic cop in country's never-ending identity debate. What counts as real? Who's selling out? Which team you're on? He name-checks, he plants flags, he dares you to pick a side. That heat pulls elders into the frame, whether they RSVP'd or not, and it keeps the genre arguing with itself in public. Willie's answer, across decades, has usually been to widen the tent rather than tighten it. He'll cut with a jazz cat, trade lines with a rocker, hand the mic to a kid from nowhere, and then walk off stage as if the experiment was the point. If that looks like fence-sitting to partisans, so be it. To Willie, a song either breathes or it doesn't. You don't rescue it with slogans. You help it with truth and timing. So do Willie and Rich feud? Not on the record. What's real is the friction between a megaphone and a mandolin. One trusts the broadcast, the other trusts the room. Willie's filter remains stubbornly old school. If a collaboration serves the music, maybe. If it serves the argument, pass. Zoom out now. The pattern's been hiding in plain sight the whole time. Here's the sentence that unlocks Willie's code. If it isn't about the song, it isn't about me. That's the filter. Gentle, relentless, and final. It explains the once-and-done pairings, the long pauses, the reunions that matter, and the doors that quietly stay closed. Not everyone becomes family. Not every crossroads becomes a highway. Across these 5 chapters, the loudest choice was the softest one. To let the music decide who stays close. Which chapter surprised you? And which one feels inevitable now that you've heard the math?